So, if you're interested in anxiety counselling online, do please send me an email, and then I can answer any questions you may have about the process of starting online therapy via Skype. And when you feel ready, we can schedule a trial session. So during the trial session, I will introduce you to the practice of mindfulness therapy for overcoming the underlying process that causes anxiety. This is quite different than traditional talk therapy, and is also much more suitable than resorting to medications. Medications, of course, provide a temporary relief from symptoms, but they do very little, if nothing, to change the underlying psychological process that creates your anxiety. Mindfulness therapy is specifically designed at helping you transform that underlying process. Now, in these sessions, what we essentially focus on is learning how to form a conscious relationship with our emotions, with our anxiety, and with the anxiety-producing thoughts that may trouble us. Habitually, we tend to either avoid our emotions, or we resist them, or we try to suppress them. And this is the worst thing you can do. If you try to avoid or suppress your emotions, they simply get stronger. And they will not change, they will not heal. In order to change anxiety, you must establish a conscious relationship with the emotion itself, or with the emotionally charged thoughts that fuel the anxiety. We have to learn how to overcome the habit of what is called reactive identification. This is the key underlying process that creates and sustains anxiety. What this means is that when anxiety is triggered in the mind, we tend to become identified with it. We tend to lose our sense of ourself, and we tend to take on the identity of the emotion. We become the emotion. And that, of course, puts us in a very limited position where we can't change the emotion, and the emotion becomes reactive and starts to proliferate and grow. With training, it is possible to learn how to sit with your emotions without becoming identified with them and without becoming reactive. When you can sit with your emotions with consciousness, then you create the absolute ideal conditions in which healing and change will occur. If you don't feed your anxiety with reactive thinking and identification, then the anxiety will begin to burn itself out. It will begin to carve out a path of resolution. So through mindfulness therapy, sitting with our emotions, we essentially teach our emotions how to resolve themselves, how to burn themselves out by themselves. So this is one very important part of mindfulness therapy. It's called establishing right relationship with emotions. If you don't feed them, they cannot proliferate, and they will begin to diminish. They begin to lose their intensity. And that pathway by which they lose their intensity begins to become a new habit, a habit of resolution rather than a habit of proliferation of the emotion. So this is one very important part of mindfulness therapy for anxiety. The same principle holds for many other kinds of emotional problems, including depression as well, which is often very closely associated with chronic anxiety. The key is learning to form a conscious relationship with our emotions. When you can do that, then the emotions begin to change. So if you would like to learn more about online therapy for anxiety, and you'd like to schedule a Skype therapy session with me, please email me, and then we can find a time that works for you. All you need to start this process of online Skype therapy is an internet connection. You need Skype, of course, which you can download for free, and you need PayPal to make your payments after each session. PayPal allows you to make secure online payments. For the first session, the trial session, there is no upfront payment. Payment is based entirely upon your satisfaction with your online therapy session. So, please email me and let's get started. Most people really enjoy the mindfulness therapy approach and find that it really helps them tremendously, much better than conventional talk therapy, and certainly better than medications, which do nothing to change that underlying process that causes the anxiety. You can expect to see significant changes after 3 to 4 sessions. You'll begin to learn methods that you can practice at home to help you overcome your anxiety. So it's not just what we do in the sessions, but it's what you do at home as well, to build to this new process that leads to the resolution of your habitual anxiety. So please, email me and let's schedule a trial therapy session. Thank you.